Okay, so for this video, we are just doing eyes. So all I'm going to do is just this eye here. It'll show you how to blend it, what it's supposed to look like. So this is just no makeup. I'm going to just put some concealer on my lid here. And then I'm going to take a beauty blender. And we're just going to blend that out. And it doesn't matter if it's super perfect because we're going to add foundation and everything after. I typically do. You don't have to do that. I do it just because I think that it makes, if I make any mistakes or like any fallout from any of the powder lands on like my freshly done concealer, it's kind of hard to fix that mistake. So I usually just do my eyes first and then I do my makeup, my foundation second. So that being said, I just put the concealer on my eye, and now I'm going to just go in with just a fluffy brush with this color Heaven, which is just the lightest shade, and what that's going to do is it's going to stop the concealer from being kind of sticky, I suppose, because powder blends better when it's just blending on a soft, dry surface. Okay, so first color I go in with is Nude, which is just this darkest shade, or this shade right there. Same brush, tap off the excess, and what I'm going to do is just put that in my crease. And this doesn't have to be like perfect, this is your transition shade. Basically I just mix it all around my crease area and a little bit near the lash line right here, because that's where a lot of the color is going to go. Okay, so there's that. Then I'm going to go in with Cashmere Bunny, which is that second one. And I'm just doing the same thing. Sorry, I didn't say that. I am just going in the same areas as I did with that nude color, and I'm just darkening it to just add dimension. This is one of the lighter shades. Sorry, I need to get closer. You can see, but what I usually do is I make circles and then I swipe back and forth, and I typically hold the brush at the end, because if you hold it down here you're going to be very, very harsh and it's going to be really hard to blend out, so hold it at the end of the brush. Next is Sexpresso, which is the darkest shade, and typically what I like to do is get a brush like this, just kind of like a smudgy brush, I guess that's what I would call it. And we're going to get that Sexpresso on there. And this is where we're going to make that V shape here. So just be careful about keeping this one low. You don't want to blend it up to there. And again, it doesn't matter what powder you get underneath here, because we're going to fix that with concealer later. So now I'm going in with the Sexpresso with the blending brush. And we're going to go over that area that I just did. And we're going to kind of just hit that V shape a bunch. I'm going to go back in with that Cashmere Bunny just to go over that dark color again, just to keep adding more dimension. You can always add more color, but it's going to be really hard if you go in with a heavy hand and you use too much color at first. It's harder to blend. So remember, you can always add more, but it's really hard to take off what you already added. And again, I'm just going with that Sexpresso, and we're just going to get it a little bit darker right in here. Next, we're going to take a little brush just like this, and we're just going to get a little bit of concealer on that brush, so just like this. What I like to do is I like to do it on my hand, just because you do not need a lot for this. And what you're going to do is kind of feel for this curve here, and just let your brush just glide across there, which is going to give you that perfect little curve. Because we want this area here to be light. And don't just stop the concealer just like right here, like at a line. Try to blend out that end just a little bit, but don't bring it too much into the dark. Oops, okay. Because then what you're going to do is you're going to take a flat brush, take that palette, we're going to grab this light shade again, and we're just going to not swipe, but just press this light color into the eye. And then once that's on, I take that blending brush again, and you can usually brush off that extra like white that kind of went up into your brown colors. And I would typically just go back in with that Sexpresso a little bit. I know it's a lot, but just to darken this corner here again. And then blending brush. Ooh, ooh. Hopefully this gives you a good idea of kind of what it's supposed to look like with just one eye. Everything looks better once you have an eyebrow on too. And so, let's do that. So what I use is this little angled brush, just like this. And I take like a powder or something. And I will draw just a very, very light line. Since you guys are doing competition, I guess it doesn't matter if I'm super light-handed with my eyebrow. So, just follow your bottom line, draw it out a little bit. Super hard to do without a mirror. Typically when I get to the front of the brow, I'm more heavy-handed back on this end here, just because this is obviously usually your thicker area of your brow. This is quite a brow I've got going on here. Okay, and for this area, usually I'll just take the brush and hold it like this and just go upwards to make it look more natural at the front. Just because typically, yeah, this is looking real natural. Okay. So that's what a spoolie's for. Oh well. That'll do for today. All right, and the next thing we're gonna do is eyeliner. So everyone's always afraid of eyeliner for some reason, and so my favorite liner for wings is going to be the Revlon Color Stay liquid liner. I don't know if you can read that. Let me see if I can get it. Nope. Okay. All right. And so what I do, let me grab a mirror. It's hard to do just in the camera. Okay. So what I do is I will make a line here from the inner corner and just drag it out. Cool. Next thing I'll do is then I'll be holding it this way. I flip it this way. And what's great about this is like a felt tip, and it's really pointed. So if you just lay this down, let me see if I can hold this up a little bit. That's all you really do. Swear, this thing like does the work for you. This will really help, I swear. And you can get it at Walmart, but it's Revlon Color Stay liquid liner. It has a little fill tip, just like that. So typically I'll have concealer underneath my eyes, so let me just add that so that we can kind of show how we're going to do the bottom half of our eyes. So typically what everyone wants is their eyes to appear larger up on stage, so we're going to take that smudger brush again, and we are going to take the shade, what is that? Cashmere Bunny. Stab that in there. We're going to go right underneath, but do not go any further than like where your pupil is. And just blend that. And then, after I do that, I'm going to go with Sexpresso right underneath there. I know I just said that and then I did it. Okay. Oh my gosh. There we go. So, yeah. There's nothing really in that area. Next, we will do lashes. So what I like to do with the lashes is I like to bend them just like this, like forward. Because what it does is it causes like it makes a little bit of a curve in the lash, which makes it attached to your curved lash as well, because when we buy lashes, they usually come kind of flat when you pull them off the little tray. So if you bend them a little bit, they'll go on a lot easier. But what I do is I just get like, I squeeze it out and let it like kind of drip a little bit, and then I just really lightly get like a thin line, just like, I don't know if you can see that. I don't know. Okay. It's not very much, but it definitely has glue on it though. About that much. And then my favorite trick with lashes is using tweezers. So just squeeze that. And then, why is it so weird to cheese it? Okay. Okay. So if you're doing your daughter, just have her look down and do this. But since it's me, I'm going to close my eye. But what you're going to do is you're just going to touch right in the center there. And you're going to take this inner corner with the tweezers. And then I like to use the back half of the tweezers to just make sure I have it pressed down. And then I like to hold them like this to make sure the lash that I'm attaching is going to be going upwards. Because a lot of times people attach lashes and they point straight forward. And what you want is you want them to set upwards because you want, obviously, to be able to see them. So if you just hold them like this after, it definitely helps. This is hard to do in a camera, y'all. Okay. So that lash is on for good. Okay, cool. So then we're going to take a mascara. And this is where I will just do my bottom lashes. And then just run it through the top ones just so that they connect with your natural lashes. And honestly, if I didn't talk through this, this could take me like probably, I mean, with the lashes included, probably like 10 minutes. So honestly, it really doesn't take that long once you just know exactly where the colors go. You just blend them on, good to go. But this is, what does this look like?